Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, you all know who Tonto Dikeh is. Tonto Dikeh is a Nigerian actress who used to be famous for her acting, but she's now more famous for chasing publicity and clout chasing. So she's now more famous for chasing attention in the media and making all these outrageous pronouncements in the media just to keep her name relevant and to keep her name in people's minds. So this is what she does. Now, she used to be married to a chap called Churchill. I think that's his last name. Churchill, I think his last name is. So this chap used to be, I say used to be, he still is, Obasanjo, President Obasanjo's cousin or nephew or something. So he's related to Obasanjo and he's made a lot of wealth through that. So she used to be married to this fella, and the marriage quickly broke down soon after the marriage ceremony because, of course, these are two characters who are high maintenance, and you can't have two high maintenance characters in a relationship. Anyway, whatever the rights or wrongs, I might well do a video on that along the line, further down the line somewhere, but that's not really the topic. That marriage broke down, and of course she went her way, and then they split up. But then of course they had a son in the course of that marriage. So now this is now Tonto Dikeh now using that son, that child, as a tool for media attention and further clout chasing. So I'll read you this headline. Tonto Dikeh hints that her son won't bear her ex-husband's last name. So that's it. Tonto Dikeh hints that her son will not bear her ex-husband's last name. So the ex-husband, of course, is the father of the child, but Tonto Dikeh is now saying that she's now no longer comfortable with her son bearing his own father's name. So the son now, because the mother is not comfortable, is now in danger of losing his own last name and his lineage. But let's dig into it. So actress Tonto Dikeh has hinted on changing her son's last name via Instagram. The divorced single mother of one spoke of how a name influences one's destiny. Tonto Dikeh's opinion has caused a stir amongst her fans as she reveals the meaning of her names. Good night from the Dikites. I think that Dikite is the name that she actually calls her fans. Did you know your name somehow influences your destiny? Charity Love, Wiggle Outstanding / Standout, Tonto Holy, Dikeh Beast Mood, Strong Strength, Hashtag Love Stands Out, Holy and Strong, King Tonto, Mama King, Radical for Jesus. So this is what she sent out on Instagram, dropping a hint at some sort of an abstract thing that she has coming. So Tonto Dikeh hints that her son won't bear her ex-husband's last name. So that's the hint that she dropped. So then what happens next? So now the next headline reads, actress Tonto Dikeh and Tonto. A lot of people drop the N in that word, that's Tonto, so they just drop the N and then you can do the maths yourself. So actress Tonto Dikeh changes her son's name to King Andre Dikeh. So she has now changed her son's name to King Andre or Andre Dikeh. So the last name that the child is now bearing is no longer his father's name, but the name of his mother. So now she has now changed the lineage of this boy to her own family lineage. Nollywood actress and mother of one, Tonto Dikeh, took to social media to lambast those questioning her decision to change her son's surname to her father's name. Tonto, who has been accusing her ex-husband, Churchill Olukunle, of being a deadbeat dad, has changed her son's Andre's name to King Andre Dikeh. However, some people are not happy with her decision, and she has this to say. Don't fuck with me. No man born of woman can tell me what to do and what not to do. Keep your baseless advice to yourselves. Mama de Papa King at Andre, she wrote, and then she goes on to add, you people are sick in the head for questioning me about my son's name. Hold up. Any of you fuckers help me push this baby? Did I give birth and it was your vagina or dick hole that expanded? Any of you pay all his goddamn bills? If the answer is no, you are a glorified idiot. Hashtag my child who came from my body. Worry about yours. Hashtag King Andre Dikeh. So this is what she has to say. This lady, of course, is a certified idiot, and she's a certifiable idiot, definitely, because really, she's just really in it to do anything just to keep the controversy going and to keep her name in the limelight. This is somebody that has had her moments in the limelight, and then she's trying her best to cling on, and that clinging on really means continuing to do more and more outrageous stuff, and this really is what we see playing out here. So this silly woman, this Tonto Dikeh, I've never really been a big fan of her anyway, because she's always struck me as a high maintenance sort of a woman, and so it seems to have panned out. So this silly woman now has gone off and changed her son's last name to her last name, denying him then of his rightful last name, which is his paternal last name, which is the tradition and the convention not only in Nigeria but globally. Everybody bears their father's name. You defend your father's name. That is really the course of nature, because you're your father's son, you're your father's child, you're your father's daughter, etc. That is the state of being. That's the name you carry forward. That's the name you defend, and is a male child as well. So the burden is even more, because that name does not then change, because he doesn't marry to change his name. He actually marries to add to that name. So now this is what this real idiot of a woman. I've never really liked this Tonto Dikeh of a woman, if I'm being completely honest with you, and I think you would have gathered that from how I am reporting this story. This woman is just a real hardcore element. She's from that side of Nigeria where all of their anxiety and all of their being is just to agitate and to make drama, because they have to be permanently in the spotlight, and every single moment of life has to be about them, and it's me and then me again. So it's just a me, and this me thing that this woman is doing is now to the point that she's now willing to throw her own child under the bus for attention seeking. She's willing to sacrifice her child, his future, his destiny, for her own need for attention, to be in the spotlight, to be popping. This is what you get with really all of these aging media personalities, actresses, singers, etc. They've had their moments in the sun, they were celebrated, and they thought that celebration would last forever. But as it is the way with the entertainment industry, you have your moment in the sun. They say 5 minutes of fame. This is what Andy Warhol said. She said everybody gets their 5 minutes of fame, and it's literally 5 minutes, because really everybody's competing for that spot, that place in the spotlight that the person in the spotlight occupies. So we have Davido there at the moment, and Davido will soon move on, whether he likes it or not, and another name will replace him, because as Davido is enjoying all the luxuries and all the opulence of that position, any and everybody in Nigeria, 200 million strong, they are wanting that spot, and they are vying for that spot, and at some point Davido will do something that will knock him off that spot, or somebody will do something else that will be so inspiring that he would then occupy that spot, or she would then occupy that spot, and that's just the way it goes. So now when somebody then takes that spot in the spotlight, then what you then do, which is really what Tonto Dikeh seems seems to be doing, because she has really now sacrificed her son's future for a moment in the media. She'll have that 5 minutes of publicity, but then she'll be moved on again because her time has passed. And that's just really the sad truth of it. Her time has passed. What are we talking about now? We're talking about the video. We're talking about who's that girl, the MC Galaxy girl, Etina. So we're talking about, we're talking about Daddy Freeze. We're talking about new names. We're talking about a new environment. So we're no longer talking about Tonto Dikeh anymore. She's no longer the babe of the scene. She's no longer the marquee name, and she cannot live with that. So she'll go into a marriage, make a lot of noise about the marriage, and then make a lot of noise about coming out of the marriage. And then once that dies down, then she'll throw her own son under the bus. Now she hasn't thrown her own son under the bus. That will die down. What will she do next? Maybe she'll go and have a lesbian relationship just to keep her moment. So these people, their insatiable need for attention can never be satiated. And this is what you see playing out now with this Tonto Dikeh element. So really, this is my reading of this situation. So this is what is going on. This is the state of play. Tonto Dikeh, what is your reading of it? Let's have conversations around this in the comment section. But before we go have conversations around this in the comment section, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray. Click on the bell button as well so you're notified as soon as I drop a new video. Once you've done both, come talk Tonto Dikeh with me, birthright, male child, and the meaning of a surname in the Nigerian landscape. So I'll leave you here and come continue with you on this conversation, in the comment section. So leave you here, meet you there. But for now, I say peace.